probably, it started off with probably hundreds of people, spread to 15,000, and now it's even larger. They're occupying Wall Street. Wall Street is basically where all the rich people, like the 1% of the world, 400 people, 400 only, that are making majority of the money, and we're paying more taxes than they are. People are tired. Not only that, a lot of the money that we have has no back. We don't have any gold. So the money that we making is like monopoly money. It has the same value. And another problem that we're having is our criminal justice system. If I go to jail and they label me a felon over a dime bag of weed, just real talk, once I get out of jail, I can't get a job. I can't get public assistance. I can't even live with my family in the projects because they're gonna lose their shit. Real talk. I mean, this is the type of things that we fighting for, and my thing is I want to hear what the African Americans have to say about it, because the Caucasians are like, we are the 99%. Like they going hard. So I want to go to the hood where my people at, and see if y'all know about it. If y'all don't, I'm gonna make you a form. And not only am I going to inform you, I want to know how you feel about it. Because I know y'all probably been talking about it for years. I have an idea, like, hold on, something ain't right with this. I know you've been feeling like that, right? Yeah. Especially with the criminal justice system. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Because it's been going on for too long. People like, man, we can't, how they expect us to get a job, come straight out of jail, get a job, if we can't get one because we got a felony on our record and they want you to pay child support. I'm going to end back up in jail anyway, so I might as well go out here and sling or do whatever I got to do to get paid. Real talk. So,
basically like on a situation where they told me because I was a felon, I couldn't get food stamps. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get public assistance. I got 3 O's. When I came home, my son was 4 years old. I had custody of my son. So me being a single father, trying to do the right thing and not being able to do that type of stuff, I still ain't got no assistance to help me. Exactly. They just like basically like you threw me back out into the world. You need you to get a job so you can get off probation. I gotta make money. I gotta make money to pay my bills. Then I gotta come see you and pay you for being my probation officer. But I can't get my driver's license back because of my charge. Then even when I go to DMV to get my license back, they gotta fine for me because I caught a drug charge. So I got penalized 6 months suspension for that, plus an extra fine. Then still having to try to get to work every day. And then when you live in a county, ain't no bus running. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta stack your money up, get a car, drive without a license. Now you getting caught driving without a license back to back to back to back. You're trying to go to work and do what you're supposed to do, but you don't live close enough to the city to even ride the bus.
Exactly.
They don't give us no free cab. You can't get no cab rides, bus rides. No nothing come out there. Call a cab, it's like $20.
And that's all a part of the new Jim Crow law. You just broke it down right there. It was designed for you to fail. It was designed for you to fail. Reason being, just like I said earlier, the criminal justice system has turned into a corporation. The more people they lock up, the more money they make. While you in jail, you are working for free, which means they ain't gotta pay us for labor, which means they're getting more money. How many facilities do you know are right now? They building prisons. That's what it is, modern day slavery. That's what the Jim Crow law is all about. And we want to make sure people know that we are out here doing something about that law. Because once you're out of jail, the felony needs to come on. Seriously, it should not apply to, because I mean, how are you really supposed to survive like that, pay child support and pay for the time you were locked up too? They want you to do all of that. How do they expect you to do that when the system is against you? There should be a law against discrimination for felons. It really should.
The only thing about it is like when they running,
it's even misdemeanor now.
When they running,
a couple young, for this young lady is trying to get a job at Wendy's. Well, she used to work at Wendy's, but she had got laid off because as far as the transportation. But this is a new Wendy's up there at MCB. And she filled the application out, and after that she went and had an interview, and then they looked at her background, and it was a misdemeanor on her record. Now they told her that she could not work if she had a misdemeanor on the record. So it's not just the melody. As far as the felony now, it's the misdemeanor now.
So basically, if you have any type of criminal record,
yes, a misdemeanor. And she has a daughter is only 7 months old. Her baby daddy is locked up. He's doing some time, and she needs a job. Yeah. You know, she's only 20 years old. I'm trying to help her get a job, but now she told me as far as a misdemeanor is kind of stopping her from getting a job, and I don't think that's fair. I mean, because I'm saying you're not giving her a chance. She's only 20 years old. She have a 7-month-old baby. She lives in a project. She don't have nobody to help her. So I'm trying to help her find a job because I want her to eliminate time off the streets.
Yeah, modern day slavery, just like you said. It's designed to keep us down. That's what it's there for. They don't want us to rise above the progress. They want to keep us there. Real talk. They don't want us, that's why the education system, if you go into the county, the education system is completely different from here in the city. They're teaching us completely differently. I mean, you're getting way more advanced studies in Chesterfield High School. Richmond City that lacks with our studies when it comes to our children because of money. The parents are paying. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be about that. Education should be free. And Poland, a white girlfriend of mine, she's from Poland. She said education is free from elementary school all the way through college. And it sucks that when we get out of college, we have to pay all that money back. In loans. No, the system is
and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get a job in what you have majored in.
Exactly.
They're laying off.
You know, saying something about the misdemeanor. My homeboy got a misdemeanor. He had a misdemeanor weed charge. And because he had that misdemeanor, they dropped to a misdemeanor. He couldn't get a job. Like he said, he was looking for jobs, couldn't find a job. So he said, all right, look, I got a high school diploma, I'm gonna go to college. So he went to school to I guess a 2-year college or something just to get a degree, real quick degree or whatever. He took up business. They told him, you know, whatever class, whatever you're gonna take up, you can take up. He took up business. Now, when he got into the part where he had to go out and work, it's before it's part of his curriculum, his chemicals or whatever, just to go out and work, you know, with somebody in an apprenticeship. He goes out to work for somebody and goes to interviews and stuff. People don't even let him work because of his misdemeanor. He's got a business, he's about to graduate, and he's graduated in school in business and cannot even get a job in business. He has to find a whole nother route to make money besides doing business because they won't hire him because they want him to be, you know, business oriented. So they don't want to have no record on his record. Nothing at all. Clean slate.
My name is Chris Dorsey. I'm running for sheriff of the city of Richmond. And I've been a long opponent of the unconstitutional banking system and the unconstitutional institutions that control the U.S. government. I'm out here because there seems to be a movement gaining steam to oppose this or pretend to oppose the system. There's lots of questions. I have nothing but
So the 99, I mean, what exactly, for some people that don't know, what exactly is the 99?
Well, 99% is, you know, that, I guess that is a slogan of the Occupy Wall Street movement, which is kind of contradictory to their demands, because one of their demands is to have Congress pass the Buffett rule. And we're not talking about, you know, Jimmy Buffett. We're talking about Warren Buffett, the billionaire. So if you bring up 99% versus the 1%, and the 99% is advocating the rule that is named after the 3rd richest man in America, not really the 3rd richest man in America. We all know, you know, the owners of the banks, the banking families that own the banks, give the money to Warren Buffett. He's just one of their smiling minions. But it's pretty ridiculous. But there are a lot of things out here that are pretty ridiculous. So I've been removing myself from any association with 99% versus 1% thing, because that's not even accurate. Because the ruling class rules with much more than 1%. Because if it were just 99% versus 1%, that wouldn't stand. The ruling class has about 35% of the American population that benefit financially from the current situation. not 51%.
Okay, this is true.
You know, so we need to be accurate before we can move forward. And a lot of these things, what people do in the institutions like Dominion Power or the Federal Reserve Bank or McGuire Woods, which controls the Virginia state government and wrote the contract for Northrop Grumman, which is in control of all the IT infrastructure for the state of Virginia and also makes nuclear weapons. So what's going on is they want people out here to be ignorant. There was a move by a good number of people, a very vocal and small minority of people, to have the event not at Kanawha Plaza at all, away from the institutions that control the United States government. This movement has been slow to address the institutions. It's making demands that we abide by statutory law that's being proposed during an election cycle by the Democratic Party, including the Buffett rule, and including repealing the, the law that took away Glass-Steagall, which is also just a statutory law. And they don't want to talk about the law of the land, which is the United States Constitution, which in Article 1, Section 8 prohibits the existence of the Federal Reserve banking system, which controls every aspect of every institution like Dominion Power or McGuire Woods. It's the monetary source.
Oh, wow. That's real.
So the Federal Reserve Bank, they control it all. Many people within this group, whether they are ignorant of the fact or whether they are intentionally trying to keep heat away from the Fed, are doing so. And the Fed controls everything. And it's a violation of Article 1, Section 8, Clauses 1 through 7, which give Congress the enumerated power to control the economy. And this has been brought up to the police. Oh, also, just to fill everybody in what was going on with the police, because a lot of the media has known about this, but they haven't, and I should reference that and rephrase that, I should say, and talk about the mayor. Now, we got assurances, myself personally and a couple other people, but got assurances from Captain William Smith that we would not only be allowed to gather down here at Kanawha Plaza, and this has been going on, negotiations have been going on for a week, but that also we would get porta potties and extra trash cans. Captain Smith, he provided the porta potties. And we were all planning on going down to Kanawha Plaza after we had to go through the political wrangling at the last meeting to get ourselves down here, which I can go into great detail about as well. So I got a call on Friday night at 8 o'clock from Captain Smith, and he stated to me that he had carried out his promises, which were to provide porta potties and extra trash cans, and that there was an emergency meeting called by Mayor Dwight Jones. And at that meeting, Mayor Dwight Jones gave an order to CAO Byron Marshall, who then gave an order to Police Chief Brian Norwood. And the order was to enforce an unnamed ordinance that prevented trespassing. Now, this was directly, and that would go into effect Saturday at dusk, which would not only correspond with Occupy Richmond, but also the tens of thousands of people who are down here ambling around the park with the folk festival. So as soon as I heard that, myself and Theodora Parham,
So are we about to head over there?
And I can get her over here to talk to this as well. We got on the phone. First, we called Mark Holmberg from Channel 6 News and informed him of that. But before we got off the phone with Captain Smith, Captain Smith and I have been for a very long time discussing the law of the land and what his duty is, and he understands his duty. And he stated that the orders